Okay, as you can see, I've cut just 2 pieces, roughly, apart. See how this is coming out like this at the ends? That's actually fraying, which is, I'm going to show you the zigzag stitch. We're going to come over here to the sewing machine. Okay, we're going to start with the zigzag stitch, and what you want to do is you want to put your fabric underneath. See how my foot is like that? I need it center, so that way I know I catch the edge, everyone. The tails of your string thread, I want you to have back behind everything, so that way when you sew, it's going to work. Now, to hold your fabric in place a little bit, there should be an up-down button on most machines. See what that did? That sets the needle down, and it'll stay in a downward position. Now, do not do what I'm about to do, is sew with one hand. Always use both hands, people. So, if my machine makes a noise, I'm sorry, the belt's about to die. And just kind of go slow. There's nothing wrong with that. See? And it's stopped again. Now, you're going to go all the way around your fabric. I just did 2 sides right now, so that way I can just continue with the video and show you guys what to do next. So, you want to put, remember everybody, right sides together when you're doing a seam. And to help, you can pin it, and I will show you how that is in a minute. Okay, I just put some pins in it. I want you to put the tips of your pin facing outside, so when you put it in the sewing machine, it looks like this. It's better for your pins, actually. You will not break them as easily, because when you go over it this way, you have a more likelihood to break your pins, and we all know right now times are not easy, so once again, load it in the sewing machine. I'm going to push this because it helps. Now I'm going to go back over here, and I still have it on zigzag. I'm going to put it on straight stitch. Now when you do this, you need to stitch forward a couple stitches, and then you need to back stitch. And my back stitch button is right here. See this little looks like a U-turn? That's your back stitch button, everybody. So now here's where you're going to follow your seam allowance. On here, there's lines all here, and then I also have lines on my bobbin case cover. You've got 1/8, 3/8, and 5/8. It's really important to read your pattern, and it tells you which seam allowance to follow, so that way it gets the best yardage, and also it fits you better. If you can read a ruler, you should be able to figure out your seam allowance. So, okay, now we're going to sew this, and I've got it on the 3/8 seam allowance, and that's the width of this pressure foot. This pressure foot's an A. Yeah, that's A. Mine are lettered, some are numbered, everyone's different. Pressure foot, basically, I'll put a better photo of the pressure foot up there so you can all see what it looks like. But we're going to follow the 3/8 seam allowance, and I'm not going to backstitch, but backstitch. Go 4 stitches forward and 4 stitches back. That way you know you have a good amount so your seams don't come undone. You're just going to make sure to just kind of follow it like a dotted line. And you can draw with tailor's chalk or regular sidewalk chalk, actually, to help you if you have issues following a straight line. Lift my pressure foot up. To lift your pressure foot up, guys, you normally have a handle back here or on the very back of your sewing machine back here. So that will let you lift your pressure foot up and put it down. Lift up to take it off the sewing machine, keep down to keep it on the sewing machine. And then pull out. Normally I keep the tails to about here, so that way I know I'm sewing, and I can keep a closer eye on my bobbin thread. So we have our zigzag stitch to keep from fraying, and then we have our straight stitch to keep our seams in a line. And I'm going to just take the pins out of here real quick. So now when we open this, we have a nice, pretty seam. Ta-da! So that is the first part of the tutorial. So there's your seam. And if it helps anybody, turn your iron on and press your seams open. So when you put everything together, it'll lay a lot nicer and it'll look a lot better.